deprived myself of going and buying a lovely car or going on holiday.
Which is why no one's going to take your house off you. You're just going to have to pay the same proportion of your income on the money you make from it that your tenant pays on the money that she works hard for, while you just sit there and count the cash.
Well, then not me, because I'm working.
All right, so what happens when a landlord calls a radio show to complain about how difficult her life is? Well, in this call, she runs headfirst into James, who proceeds to set the most elegant, flawless, logical trap you'll ever hear. She didn't see it coming, but she walked right into it. If you want to see more videos like this, show your support for the channel by hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Now let's watch this together, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
And income. So I paid in exactly the same way that everyone is paying for their salaried income. So I paid tax already. I'm still putting in, when I put the deposit in, and earning from the tenant, I'm paying tax again. So I'm kind of double taxed, if you class it that way. All right. The other side of it that I'd like
But we're talking about proportion of tax. So the money you receive from your tenant as a reward for having been wealthy enough to put down the deposit should not be taxed at a lower rate than the money that your tenant receives for going to work every day.
But I've already paid tax on this salary. On the deposit, if you want to class it, I've tied up money, don't forget. So when I bought the property...
you pay tax on all money that we end up being able to spend.
Exactly. So,
yes, and you've chosen to spend it in pursuit of more money, instead of in pursuit of food, or instead of in pursuit of a nice holiday or something like that, on which you would also pay tax. But you'd pay tax on that as well. So it's about percentages. It's about proportions.
But I have deprived myself of going and buying a lovely car or going on holiday.
Which is why no one's going to take your house off you. You're just going to have to pay the same proportion of your income on the money you make from it that your tenant pays on the money that she works hard for, while you just sit there and count the cash.
Well, then not me, because I'm working and I've let out a property. But on the other hand, the part that I'd also
What's
like
easier?
to say
What's easier, the money that you work for or the money that you get off your tenant?
They're both just as hard.
No, they're not.
Salma,
people are listening. Salma, people are listening. They can hear you. 1.5 million people every week tuning into this program. I don't know how many of them are listening at the moment. Could be all of them. There could be 1.5 million people listening to you now claim that. Well, I suppose it depends what you do for a living. You might be a radio presenter, in which case it is a piece of cake. But you know, and I know.
You know where I am at the moment.
The money you get off your tenants is much, much easier than the money you get off your boss.
It isn't, because I am in my rented property right this minute, cleaning up after my tenant.
Okay, so apart from today, then when you had to do some work.
I've literally had problems every single month. Oh, the cooker's gone. Can you buy me a new one? Oh, this is not done.
Oh, that's hard work, isn't it? So what did you do? Hang on. Let me just do this. Hang on. Wait.
I've spent my hard-earned cash.
I'm just going on Amazon. I'm just going. Yeah, but they pay for a cooker. I
paid for a cooker.
No, they pay rent in order to be able to live in a place that has a cooker in it. Hang on. Sorry, you're distracting me.
You're saying I'm earning
I just bought a cooker. I just bought a cooker on Amazon. It'll be delivered at 1 o'clock today. How much do I invoice you for?
No. See, that
was really easy.
You're classing that.
That was really easy.
Profit. No, you're classing it as a profit. And
I'm not classing it as profit. I'm saying your job is to provide, if you are insisting on calling it a job, part of your job is to provide them with a cooker. You can't start complaining about it if they're paying rent.
Can I look at it also from the other side?
No, because I need you to admit. First of all, you have to admit that apart from the 30 seconds it takes you to buy a cooker, or the day it takes you, or you could pay someone to clean the flat out of the money that you're making in profit, but you've chosen to do it yourself, so you will keep the money that you would otherwise have made in profit. That's easier money than the money that you actually earn.
I actually have a yield of 4%, and that actually goes back into the property to repair
Well, I'm not here to examine your business acumen. I'm here to examine how much effort you put in to the money to receive the money you receive in rental income compared to the money you receive as an employer. You're not my enemy.
It's very hard to put the deposit into the property.
Exactly. Exactly. You work very hard to earn the money to pay the deposit, but you don't work very hard at all to enjoy the benefits of the investment that you made with that money. So you've just told me by accident that you work much harder. You just told me by accident. Hang on. Allow me my gotcha moment, Salma, please.
Go for it.
You just admitted accidentally that you worked very hard to earn the money that you now use to sort of subsidise or to produce the income that you don't work very hard for at all. You just did it. You said it live on the radio. You can't go back. No comebacks.
I don't think I did. I think you're putting words in my mouth.
No, you literally said, I work very hard to earn the money to pay
preparing.
that deposit. You literally said it.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I
and you
did.
didn't work very hard to earn the money that you get off your tenants.
No, I've just said that I do because I'm repairing on a constant basis.
No, well then it's a
I'm
rubbish
also
property.
cleaning.
Then it's a rubbish. How can you be repairing on a
brand new build,
constant
thank
basis?
you.
You don't live in a house that needs repairing on a constant basis, do you?
It's a brand new build.
It's just your tenants that do. Well, then you made a mistake buying it. If you've bought a brand new build that needs repairing on a constant basis, that's your problem. That's a you problem. It's not a treasury problem or a tenant problem.
I rented it out as a furnished property and she's breaking the furniture. So thank you. Anyway, I'd also like to take it from another side.
Well, I'm not sure you can. I've run out of time, but I feel that
No,
I've badgered you a bit. So stop interrupting me when I'm interrupting you. I'll give you a minute uninterrupted to make your other point.
Okay. Landlords are actually solving a crisis. Look at it from the other side.
Okay.
They are solving a crisis because obviously no one is going to rent if they can afford to buy a property. So, for example, I don't want to use Pablo as an example, any tenant that comes in, whether they are new into the country, whether they're not earning enough, whether whatever, they cannot afford to buy a property. What is the alternative? The alternative is to rent, okay? Well,
Yes.
Thank you very much, private tenants, landlords. You've provided a property at market price. No one's going to pay for more than market price.
10 seconds.
You've solved our problem. Thank you. So I want to say that thank you very much, landlords. You're doing a great job solving a crisis for people that cannot afford to buy their own property.
And that's a minute.
That's
You brought it in bang
my
on time. I would join
Thanks.
you in thanking landlords for the great service they provide to this country, and I will increase the volume of my gratitude when they start paying the same proportion in tax on their income from being a landlord as their tenants pay on their toil, on their labour, on their blood, their sweat, and their tears.
So that was a masterclass in debate. James used her own words to dismantle her entire argument. She claimed that being a landlord was hard work, but he got her to admit that the truly hard work was earning the initial deposit, just like everyone who works for a living. She tried to prove her point by complaining that her tenant's cooker broke, and she had to go on Amazon to order a new one. That was her example of hard work. She also complained about having to clean the property. Well, these are the basic costs of doing business, yet she presents them as immense hardships. And this exposes the core hypocrisy, doesn't it? Should the work of clicking buy now on Amazon be treated the same as the tenant's 40-hour work week that pays the rent to cover that cooker? Why does our system reward passive ownership more than active labor? Her final argument is that landlords are solving a crisis. Think about that. Providing a basic human need, shelter, at market rates for a profit is framed by these people as an heroic act. And as James rightly points out, you're providing a service for which you are paid. You're not solving a crisis, it's participating in a market. And that market is currently crushing people who work for a living. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons for more, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.